Demetrious Johnson had everyone talking when he shared his take on the upcoming UFC 322 welterweight title fight between Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev.
It turned out to be a banger fight. For him to take on a guy like Islam Makhachev, not steering away from that challenge. Islam is coming up, so he's going to be, I feel like comparably size-wise, they're going to be about even, Islam's super good. JDM's got Craig Jones in the camp to, battle. And Volkanovski to battle that, Dagestan wrestling. It's going to be, it could be two things. It could be a very, very boring fight, or it could be a very, very exciting fight. Meaning by the way it could be boring is if Islam's able to take down JDM and get his back, hold him there, out grapple him, stop,
To him, this clash could go either way. It could be an all-out war or one of those technical showdowns where a single mistake decides everything. He pointed out that the whole fight might hinge on how Jack handles Islam's takedown attempts, suggesting that the Australian's reactions in those critical moments could shape the final outcome. Johnson's prediction has stirred up the fan base even more, adding to the growing tension as Fight Night at Madison Square Garden approaches.
Potentially do that, but the one thing I love about JDM when he fights is he never accepts the position. When he was fighting Gilbert Burns, great grappler, takes him down. Right when he gets up, he throws that knee into the void. Gilbert Burns ducks down into it. He runs into it. JDM doesn't accept the position when he gets taken down. He's always looking to grapple, always looking to anti-wrestle. That's what makes this fight exciting. And he's got some fucking good hands. He's not the way his boxing is, he's very tight. I'm excited for that fight just because we're seeing the best at 155 take on the best at 170. It's very rare when the moons align. Same thing at the co-main event. Shevchenko taking on Wei Lee.
Let me have a turn in the main event.
Okay. Go ahead, babe. Go ahead, get in there.
Don't just move on. I got things to say about this.
Let's go.
But
the stakes couldn't be higher. Jack Della Maddalena, the hard-hitting Australian who fought his way through the ranks to claim the welterweight belt, is about to face one of the most dominant forces in the UFC. Islam Makhachev, after cleaning out the lightweight division, vacated his title just to chase greatness in a second weight class. The idea of him becoming a double champion has electrified the MMA world, and most fans still lean toward Makhachev, believing his world-class wrestling and top control will be too much for the Aussie to handle. But others see something special in Maddalena, that raw composure and striking IQ that's made him one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport right now.
What about the power, the punching power at 170?
No, he's not like some guy who have like crazy power, and he not so big in this division. For example, Bilal, he have like power. Kamaru Usman, this guy has like good power, but I don't think Jack has some more than me.
Della Maddalena isn't taking this challenge lightly. Knowing that wrestling would be Makhachev's biggest weapon, he made a bold move and brought in a familiar face, Alexander Volkanovski. Volkanovski, who faced Islam twice at lightweight, understands the Dagestani's style better than most, with Volk using his past experiences to prepare Jack for the relentless pressure that comes with fighting Makhachev. It's a fascinating partnership, one built not just on shared nationality, but mutual respect and unfinished business. For Volkanovski, this training camp has become a chance to pass on knowledge while also confronting some old ghosts. Volkanovski's history with Makhachev is well known. Their first fight in early 2023 was a war that shocked everyone. Volk was the featherweight king at that time, and even though he lost by decision, many fans thought he did enough to win. That performance was so impressive that the UFC kept him ranked as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, even in defeat. Later that same year, he stepped up again to face Islam on short notice after Charles Oliveira got injured. That rematch ended in heartbreak. Makhachev caught him early with a brutal head kick that ended the fight in the first round. For Della Maddalena, training with Volk has been priceless. He's absorbing every bit of insight from someone who's felt Makhachev's pressure firsthand, but it's not just Volkanovski he's learning from. Jack's been quietly building one of the most complete training resumes in the division. Over the past year, he has spent hours on the mats with Craig Jones, one of the best jiu-jitsu minds in the world. It's easy to forget how far Della Maddalena has come. After starting his career with 2 losses, he's rattled off 18 straight wins. His rise through the welterweight division has been nothing short of spectacular. He dismantled Gilbert Burns, outclassed Belal Muhammad for the title, and showed everyone that he's not just a striker, he's a well-rounded fighter who can adapt mid-fight and control the tempo. That victory over Belal was a statement. The former champion, who's a close friend and training partner of Makhachev, tried to stand with Jack and paid for it. He's left the fight battered, with a broken nose and orbital bone, and with no question about who the better man was that night.
JDM is getting ready for Islam Makhachev. How dangerous is he for Islam? So he's going to be an absolute nightmare. You've got Bilal, who's a wrestler. Look how he handled that. And you know he's a beast on the feet. Islam's not taking this one lightly. So him moving up, I still think he's a nightmare for a lot of the people in the division, but I think JDM can do it.
And since that win, Della Maddalena's confidence has only grown. He's aware that Makhachev represents a different kind of challenge, one rooted in relentless pressure and positional dominance. But he's been methodically plugging every hole in his game to make sure he can meet that challenge head-on. The rest of the MMA world has been buzzing with predictions. Sean O'Malley, the flashy bantamweight champion, sees the fight as much more than a battle for gold. To him, it's about legacy, about who will take that next big leap into superstardom. O'Malley sees Maddalena's chaotic, unpredictable style as something that could disrupt Makhachev's rhythm and force the Dagestani to fight outside his comfort zone.
Islam relinquish his belt and go up to 170. Got JDM taking on Islam Makhachev.
I still think Islam's skill for skill is just so high level. For him to go out there and do what he did against Belal was very impressive, made that Islam fight more interesting. If JDM can shut him down and throw those hands, but Islam's boxing is underrated. That dude is slick. His kickboxing, his timing, like he's a high level black belt in every aspect of MMA.
Big belt. Who gives him that?
Jack versus Islam, I think, is huge. Not as big as Ilya versus Islam, but who knows? Maybe they both win and Islam comes back down to 55 and the fight's even bigger.
Max Holloway, on the other hand, takes a more psychological view. He believes this fight will be decided as much by mentality as by skill. Holloway compares it to a chess match, one where patience, deception, and timing will decide everything. In that kind of battle, a single clever adjustment in the middle rounds could flip the fight in completely.
Your thoughts on Islam moving up to welterweight?
I think he'd be fine, man. I think he'd be good, you know. He's the number 2 pound for pound in the world. You gotta respect that, but don't sleep on Jack. I think it's gonna be a tough fight. Jack is one of the best fighters in the world right now, and when that match happens, I'm hearing rumors maybe October. I think it's gonna be a fun fight, smart fight, but a lot of people counting out Jack.
Robert Whittaker, who's competed in both middleweight and welterweight, is all in on supporting his fellow Australian. He sees Della Maddalena as a rare type of fighter, someone who can walk through chaos but still keep his head clear. Whittaker thinks Jack's best path to victory isn't just trying to out-wrestle Makhachev, but forcing him to respect his power early. If Jack can establish his striking from the first few exchanges and keep Islam guessing, Whittaker believes an upset could absolutely be on the table.
As you can be.
Because I think Jack has that X factor. I think he has the gut, the grit, the determination to fight the takedowns, to fight the ground, the takedown attacks that Islam is going to go for. And I think in a striking fight, straight up, Jack is better. I think he wins in the hands. Yeah. I think Jack's got the better game to strike over 5 rounds than Islam does as well, especially if Islam is trying to go for takedowns during the fight. Yeah. I think, and this is people sleep on Jack's grappling game. They sleep on his jiu-jitsu. I don't think Islam is going to be as gun-ho with the takedowns as everybody believes, because Jack has that level of offense off his back.
Philip Rowe, known for his technical analysis, focuses on the physical aspect. He doesn't think Makhachev's frame naturally suits the welterweight division. At lightweight, Islam's strength was one of his biggest advantages, but Rowe argues that edge appears against someone like Jack, who's a true welterweight with natural size and explosiveness. He thinks Jack's pace and pressure could drag Islam into deep waters, where conditioning becomes a factor. The question, he says, is whether Jack can maintain that high energy output for 5 rounds without fading.
Philip Rowe, what's cracking, man?
Chilling.
Hey, now listen, you're welterweight, you've been in the game a long time. Islam moving up to 170. Is he big enough for 170?
My personal opinion, I don't think he is, but he's a champ. We'll see when he's there. You know what I'm saying? He has a fight. He's fighting the champ. That's the best 170 in the world right now, right? So we'll see.
So you don't think he has the size, but how do you think he does in a fight versus JDM?
I personally think JDM beats him. I think JDM will be able to get up if he does take him down, I don't think he'll be able to take JDM shots. I think personally he'll stop Islam.
Umar Nurmagomedov, Islam's close friend and teammate, is confident that moving in weight won't slow him down at all. He insists that Islam has added the size the right way, gaining not just muscle but power and speed. According to him, Makhachev's preparation for this fight has been next level. He's got multiple game plans ready, depending on how Della Maddalena approaches him. Umar's belief is that Islam's versatility will shine through once again.
You know, he don't have just one plan for fight, and he have plan A, B, C, and like all alphabet, you know, D, E, A, everything, you know, like if something not he couldn't do, he gonna try other one not good, he have next plan, you know. And he's amazing fighter, and he's amazing friend, brother, and I think he will take this belt. I think he deserves.
Yeah. When I talked to him right after he vacated the lightweight title, he said he was having a bit of a hard time like adding on the muscle and keeping it on. He said it wasn't making him feel good, but he looks very good now. Do you think he's like very built well for welterweight?
Yes, he become a bigger, you know, now he have more power, more than ever, and I think he's ready.
Dan Hooker, who has been in the cage with Islam before, offered a more balanced view. He didn't pick sides, acknowledging the massive challenge facing both men. For him, this fight represents two different types of courage, and Islam daring to chase greatness by moving up in weight. Something even Khabib never did. Hooker has respect for both, seeing the matchup as one of those rare moments where ambition meets destiny.
Like, credit to Islam, like doing something that even Khabib didn't dare to try, which is move up a weight class. He's got his own problems. Jack Della's that's a big boy. I've stood next to Jack Della a few times, and you could chop off one of his legs and he's still not going to make lightweight. Like, he is a legitimate welterweight problem, and that obviously takes away a lot of Islam's advantages by you know, coming in there and being a big lightweight, being a strong lightweight.
And Machado Gary, another rising star at welterweight, boiled everything down to one question: can Jack stay on his feet? To him, the fight hinges entirely on takedown defense. He sees Maddalena as the cleaner and faster striker, but he knows that once Islam gets his hands clasped, the whole dynamic changes instantly. Gary thinks it'll come down to whether Jack can stuff takedowns consistently for 5 rounds while maintaining his energy and composure.
The fight for me really is when Islam grabs a hold of Jack, how good has Jack improved? Because Islam is world class at that and has been for probably his entire life because of the way he trains and where he has come from. So can Jack stop that consistently like he did against Belal? Because he did a phenomenal job against Belal of stopping that. But can he do that against someone who's just cleaner, more technical? On the feet, I think Jack wins it cleanly. I think he'll jab, switching stances. He'll have a bit more fluidity due to the fact that Islam's not going to be changing stances so regularly. So I think Jack can do it on the feet, but the question mark is, can he stop the takedown consistently over 5 rounds?
Dan Hardy brought a more reflective take to the discussion. He's fascinated by how champions handle moving up in weight. In his eyes, dominating one division doesn't automatically translate to success in another. Hardy wonders if the extra mass Makhachev has put on will enhance his power or slow down his trademark explosiveness. He also points out that even if Maddalena pulls off the upset, staying on top at welterweight might be even harder than winning the belt.
Which is the blockbuster. I think Della Maddalena's got a bright future. I don't know whether he's going to hold the belt or, you know, he's going to lose it to another one of the top contenders and then pick it back up again. I don't think he's going to lose it to Makhachev, though. I think Makhachev holds the lightweight belt against anybody in the world, you know, on any day, you know, including Ilia Topuria. I don't think if he moved up, he would have.
Steve Erceg, another proud Australian, couldn't hide his admiration for what Jack has accomplished. He described Maddalena's performance against Belal Muhammad as one of the most polished displays ever by an Australian fighter. What stood out to him was Jack's calmness, how he waited for his moments, stayed disciplined, and never let Belal's relentless pace throw him off, suggesting that Jack's sharper timing and heavier hands could cause even more trouble.
Yes, I mean, I've known for a very long time that Jack is an amazing fighter. He's really good, and he shocked me on how good he was. Like, he handled the grappling exchanges so well, and it's the best striking performance I've seen from him. Like, he just, like, the big moment, Like, he rose to the occasion. It was like fantastic to see, and I really do think, I do think that the grappling from Islam, like, he's a better technical grappler than Bilal is, but he's not quite as big. He's not as imposing. And yeah, if you look at the Dustin Poirier fight, Poirier was able to stop some of his takedown and win some scrambles and stuff like that. I feel like not only will Jack be able to do that, but when he lands punches, it's going to be way more devastating.
Veteran Yoel Romero also had kind words for the champion. He sees Maddalena as part of the next evolution of MMA, a fighter who combines aggression with intelligence. Romero admires Jack's ability to stay composed when chaos breaks loose, calling him a rare kind of athlete who fights with both fire and calculation. He believes that mix of emotional control and explosive offense could make all the difference in this matchup.
Yoel Romero gives his honest take. Yoel Romero just shared his thoughts on a potential showdown between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, and it's a must-hear. Romero believes that Maddalena, while being a big 170-pounder, might face a tough challenge against Makhachev's superior grappling. Do you think Jack's striking can beat Makhachev's grappling?
Colby Covington has always looked at it from a tactical angle. He acknowledged that Makhachev won't enjoy the same physical advantage he had at lightweight, but still leans slightly toward the Dagestani because of his fluid transitions between striking and grappling. That constant threat, the idea that Islam could throw punches 1 second and shoot for a takedown the next, might prevent Maddalena from finding his rhythm. Covington sees that unpredictability as Islam's greatest weapon, capable of keeping Jack off balance all night.
Islam versus JDM. What do you make of that? Islam moving up to now welterweight.
Yeah, it's an interesting fight. I'm excited to see how it goes. You know, Islam, is a lightweight. He's going to be a little smaller in the fight, but he's a well-rounded fighter. So, if he's able to take down JDM and control him, he could definitely get the job done. But it's going to be interesting to see how the size advantage plays a difference in the fight.
Who do you favor?
I mean, I seen the odds were pretty big. They favored Makhachev like 3-1. So I guess I got to go with the odds if they're going 3-1. But just because JDM doesn't have good takedown defense, but you never know. It's a fight, and JDM has some good hands, so it should be an exciting fight for the fans.
With all these opinions swirling around, UFC 322 has turned into one of the most anticipated fights of the year. It's not just about the belt anymore, it's about greatness, legacy, and the question of who can adapt better when everything's on the line. On one side stands Jack Della Maddalena, the patient but deadly striker who has evolved into one of the most complete fighters in the game. On the other is Islam Makhachev, the relentless technician chasing history as a two-division champion.